Hello, everyone. My name is Emily Potter, and I am the host of the Living the Dream Video Summit. I am the director of the Million Kisses Foundation. I'm a musician who's living solely within a gift economy, and I have brought together presenters from all around the world to ask them all one question. How are you living the dream? I wanted to ask that question because so many of us are inhibited by our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, and we're going to our day jobs and we have all of these restraints. And I truly have a passion believing that each one of us came to earth to live the dream. So why are we not living the dream? So I've decided to ask that question for people who I really respect and honor. They are living the dream in ways that can help and support us in doing the same. I have Reiki Masters and business coaches and life coaches and all different kinds of beautiful expertise. And today we're going to ask that question to these beautiful women. Today I get to honor and respect Kanah Teagyn and Pearl Bertrand. Welcome so much, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Emily.
So I get to tell you a little bit about these beautiful women. These are two of my favorite people. They have come together with the Academy of Energy Healers, and I get to tell you a little bit about the expertise of these two women. Pearl Bertrand is a master trainer, a healer, a spiritual teacher, and so many other things, a master wand maker. My first I've ever met before, and many more things. Kanah Teagyn began her journey as a master rapid eye technician, Quantum NLP practitioner and trainer, Reiki Master, and transforming Communication Instructor, Fire Walking Instructor, Sound Healer practitioner, Tibetan Singing Bowls, and so much more. So together they've aligned themselves, and they're going to tell us more about what that looks like. So I first want to ask the two of you, we're going to be talking about the Academy of Energy Healers, and tell me, how did that actually begin? Tell us the history of the Academy of Energy Healers.
We were taking the NLP teacher training and master practitioner and practitioner training, and we thought, cool, we're friends. And later we thought, maybe we should work together. And then we let it go for a year or two. Maybe we should work together. And finally we just did. So yeah, it's time now.
Well, and especially with the training that Pearl has recently been through and introduced me to, is the Mayan healing training, which opens up a whole other arena of possibilities and modalities and traditions in healing. And so that's opened up a lot for us as well. And that's like a really core part of the trainings that we offer at the Academy of Energy Healers.
So this is my experience of the two of you, is that you're always doing some other branching into the refining of the light work that you do. So it has this name and this name and this technique, and it's all brought together. And Pearl, my first question is actually for you. You have been practicing energy healing for 2 decades, and you have studied with masters and shamans and healers from around the world. And I want to ask you, I was curious, what out of so many, and this is going to be not a very fair question, by the way, what comes to mind right now to share with our audience, just intuitively, is one of the most impactful lessons that you have learned from these masters around the world that you have implemented into your personal life?
Wow, good question.
Thank you.
And I would say a master teacher, Star Fuentes, who is the Curandera, who holds the lineage for this particular Curandera group. She said, if you can name, you can heal it. If you can't name it, you don't know why you got sick, you don't know why you're feeling bad, you don't know why you have pain, you may not alleviate the core issue. And you'll keep your ill health or whatever's going on. So that was the best. If you can name it, you can heal it.
So then you bring that into
she's a wordsmith. So she's very good at naming.
Oh, so yeah.
So then you've been able to implement that into your own self-healing, and tell me how that's transformed some of the clients that you work with for the sessions.
Well, we are both working on ourselves all along. So until we stop breathing, we will still be working on ourselves. So just our vibration at when we discover what's going on with us, so we can, peel back all the layers of the onion, it totally supports what we're doing for somebody on the healing table.
As long as we're doing our work, we're holding the space and able to facilitate our clients as well. So
yep,
that's absolutely essential to the work that we do.
Yeah.
Kanah, I've been able to experience your sound bowl healing sessions. I've experienced rapid eye. I've had sessions with you, so I know. and I was thinking, as if I was your audience today with the people listening to the summit. You both are in Salt Lake City, based out of Salt Lake City, Utah, and we have people in all different countries, and they're just getting to know their energy healing, their gifts, and they don't have access to Tibetan bowls, and they don't have access to a rapid eye therapist. I would love to ask you, I want you to intuitively connect to your heart and connect to the people who are just learning that they are a healer, that they can do self-healing. What's a technique? What's something that you would impress upon them to learn about if they had no props, they had no classes, anything like that? Something just within. How about that?
That's absolutely perfect, because there are so many times that we have the opportunity, either via phone or like this, Zoom or Skype, to be able to connect with clients and do things remotely. And because energy healing is not limited by time or space, we can,
in case you didn't know,
yes, we can truly facilitate all different levels with a whole array of things that are available remotely. We also travel. I mean, Pearl just got back from a really long trip, and she met with a client with clear down in Texas, and I zoomed in, and so between the three of us, we had an absolutely phenomenal healing session. So there's really no limit to what we can create and the ways that we can serve those who want to become healers and those that want to experience the healing processes.
And I want you to actually talk more about that. Before this call, we were talking about I got chills. The whole journey of what you offer. When someone first comes to you and says, help me, I have a condition, I have a situation, I learn more about you. What can I do? So I'm coming to you and I want you to help heal me. What do you say to them, and how do you take them through the whole process? I want you to share that, because that's pretty exciting.
Well, to begin with, we are in the process of fine-tuning what do we call it? The assessment. We have an assessment to begin with. So a series of questions that assist us in knowing the client better, what they want, where they've come from, what they want to go forward with, what they want to clear in the moment. And so we take an assessment, and we give them some basics from there. From that assessment, we can determine what kind of healer they are, what kind of learning processes they tune into, and how they can be the active part of their healing process. And we just guide them. We're guides.
Little tiny tweaks.
Yeah, really. And all along the way, whether the client comes and all they say is, I just want to heal from this, or, and all along the way, we're teaching them skills. Very often, somewhere along the way, or even when they first come to us, they recognize, oh, I'm a healer, or I want to be a healer. And so then we have this whole academy full of skills and tools and techniques that we can train them in. And then we've also had the experience where people will be talking about what they do in their life work, what they're passionate about, and maybe it has nothing to do with healing, But as we talk to them, they find out that they really are healers, and tapping into their healing modalities, what really sings to their heart and soul, and giving them the trainings that we can offer, they can actually supplement what they do, expand it to where they really want to be, and really start living their dreams.
Can you give me an example, either one of you, of someone who didn't know they were a healer? They just have a desire to be a healer, because I sense, you're both smiling. They just
some good stories.
So one day, somebody sent me a, I said in my notes in a group, I have trouble saying healer to people, and I said, but people know when they're a healer if they talk to somebody and somebody gets better, if they coach somebody and they now live in their shoes differently. So people are healers. And somebody that saw the thread said, oh my gosh, I had no idea I was a healer, and she did something financial. Yes, you raise somebody's vibration, you're a healer. And
when you're living your dream and you're living on purpose, which is really what our trainings are about, that's how you step into that role as the healer, whether you're in the financial, the corporate world, or in the woo-woo, wizardry world of, energy healing, or if you're an artist or whatever it is, it totally supports what people do.
So are you both under the impression within your unity and what you're saying to the world, that we all actually have healing abilities? I mean, even that.
Yes.
Wall Street and car corporations. I mean, come on, you're being crazy now, right? Are you actually saying that everyone on the planet is a healer?
To some degree,
yes.
Yeah, in some way, yes.
I mean, when you're a mom and you're training your children, you're actually increasing their intelligence, you're filling them with love. These are all vibrationally raising. That's what moms do. They raise children, but they also raise their vibration and the way they walk in the world. They're totally healers.
And in our modern day corporate world, there's this trend toward leaning into that kind of spiritual aspect of business, recognizing that the businesses that are really successful are the ones who take that into account, who allow that space and that level of creativity and that spiritual aspect with their employees. And that's what we just assist people in doing, and stepping into that on all levels, from their personal and private lives all the way into their public and more, work and career oriented lives as well.
So I'm gonna take a contrasting view. I'm always thinking about who the audience is. Someone who actually doesn't agree with you, that they are not a healer. They see their sister as one. They see their friend down the road. They see weird people on Facebook, but they are not. They can't say that they are, but they're intrigued with it. And yet they see themselves. There's a very low confidence level in what their gifts are. What they see is that they're not bringing anything to the world. They're not connected to their soul's purpose. I want you to talk to that person, and they come to you, and it's just wounds. I want you to talk to them. Take us through. What would you say to them? What would you first say about who they are and what they have to offer?
Experience something that we have to offer. Come to a Tibetan Singing Bowls, and that's such a simple and it's a public event, and so anybody comes. So we have a whole wide range of people that come, so that's a really introduction. Yeah.
So then how could someone who is feeling this just deep, they've done horrible things in their life, they can't see any kind of hope, they come to an event, how could a singing bowl session, how does it work? How would it work for them?
First of all, it puts them in an environment that literally does shift and raise their energy, raise their vibration.
Yeah, so it's not like a bar
Right.
where people are drunk.
So and it's not like most corporate settings where they spend a lot of their times and their days, or just, doing the grunt work of their job, or, the mundane things that they've just kind of slipped into in their home. So they come to something like a Tibetan bowl session, or where we do a fire walk, or, have some kind of visceral experience that changes their perception, because they have an experience in their minds and bodies in this environment where there's all these other people around them. They're going, wow, that was cool. And they share their things and talk about what they're experiencing. So they have something that is different from what they've been used to. Plus they have the language of the instructor, Pearl and I, and also the other participants. So they have, in that moment, they have this instant community that shifts and raises their vibration.
But I would say, is, are you open or are you closed to something new? So we're kind of just checking where they are, how shut down, like as you're describing, no matter how shut down they are, if they won't take what we have in, it's
they might just have like a nice relaxing experience, and that's it. They go home and wow, that was nice.
Oh,
yeah.
And then, but it at least opens up the opportunity for shift.
So what I really appreciate if someone was brand new to some of these energy work techniques that you offer, I really appreciate that you've honed it into one really valuable sentence. You continue to say, just raising the vibration. Now, even if someone doesn't know what that means for themselves, they can ask that one question: how do I raise my vibration? And what you both offer in the Academy of Energy Healers is over 50 techniques. I mean, that's at least what I have in your bio. You probably have more than that.
I think so.
I mean, you should probably update the bio, my friends, because I think it's more than that, but over 50. And that's what you're offering, is what works for you. If it's not Tibetan healing bowls, if it's not this and that and that and that, if this one, it feels too way off, what about this one? That's the exciting thing about the two of you, is it's so individual, and then people can take their journey all the way through. It's very exciting what you do.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And I appreciate knowing that people who are just at the beginning, that's one of the things you offer too, is that you're ready to say that the one question is, are you open?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. So I appreciate that very much.
And even if their answer is they're closed, that's really okay too.
Well, I appreciate that, because I've certainly had those days off, and knowing that I can just be accepted, it's beautiful. So I want to take some questions from the audience themselves, because the whole premise here is that we are assisting. My passion, if it's not clear yet, my passion is to assist people in eliminating those blocks and barriers so that they can live their dream. And the reason why is because then they can be happy, and I can be happy living in a world of happy people. It's very simple.
That's exactly right.
So one of the primary things, and this is such a key question, and I'm so excited to hear what you have to say about this. I'm going to first direct it to Kanah. You're going to love it, Kanah. Our audience wants to ask this question: how do I create a relationship with time to be abundant, and so I can fit all of my priorities in, so it's not scarce? How do I create a relationship of abundance with time and priorities? I can't wait to hear what you have to say. And the reason why I say that to the audience, I get to say, Kanah is a mother of 9 children, and she does many, many other things. You wouldn't even believe all the things that this woman does. And it's because I know Kanah more. Pearl, I know that you're doing the same. But Kanah, please tell us anything that you feel intuitively from your heart to share with our audience right now.
Relationship with time is something that I feel like we all struggle with, because we're so caught up in an egoic perception of time. And so doing the work that we do is really about, it's just as much working with the shadow and the ego as it is working with the light and the higher parts of ourselves. And And doing that work allows us to be present. Like, relationship with time is being in the now. It's right here and now. That's all it is, pure and simple. And the priorities thing, I heard this from somebody years and years and years ago, and I didn't fully understand it way back then. And as time has gone on, I've added to my understanding of this. But I was introduced to the idea of the doctrine of selective neglect, that it's okay to neglect things, and it's best to know what I want to neglect in the now so that I can make the now the most valuable, productive, efficient, and joyful moment in my life.
I think you just blew my mind. I've never heard that in my life. That blows my mind. I didn't want to interrupt you, though. Did you have more to say?
No, that's
okay. Pearl, any other things to blow our minds? That was pretty amazing. If not, I have another question for you.
Okay, what's your other question?
First of all, Kanah, thank you so much. That's particularly useful for people who are having children, families, professions. And I think that's that one big, huge feeling of scarcity, is that's something, you could dream big, and yet you have to feed your children. So what you're saying is be present while you're feeding your children. Be present and let things be neglected, and let there be a softness about that. I'm going to be talking to myself about that. Thank you. Another key question, and Pearl, this one's for you then. This is another big one that pretty much all of humanity has in common, and it's the living the dream barrier. The main one is fear. So you have your own personal story of how you dissipated, eliminated fear so that you actually could listen to your heart as you go on, as you became who you are today. Can you reap from your own personal experience? How did you dissipate fear? How did you eliminate excuses so that you could actually let the dream live?
Good question.
Wow, you guys keep telling me that. I must be doing an okay job. I really want to know. It's really
great fun because on this retreat we're covering a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things about fear is that it's here and it has a purpose. So if you ignore its purpose and what you say is eliminated, it won't be serving you. You will not serve it. So I would not want someone to eliminate their fears. I'd want them to reduce them,
master them,
weed through them, and learn how to cope. So I think that if you recognize your fears, there's a way to challenge them, and there's a way to be sort of coached through it, either yourself or someone else. And so I don't think there's an elimination of fear. I just think it's part of your shadow at work. And so the more light you get, the more shadow you get. Your fear is part of that shadow. It will not leave you unless you go out, your light goes out. So you're going to stick with your fears, not that they'll take you out. It's just that you will learn to live with them, learn to work with them, I'll say. You don't have to live with them, just work with them.
So you're not the goal is not to actually eliminate or dissipate the fear. The goal is to embrace, allow, walk through them, respecting the fear as part of the process.
It's part of you. It's like being consorted with your male and female internally. It's your fear and your courage, bravery, something. So it ain't gonna go away.
Perfect love casteth out all fear. I'm sure that a lot of people have heard that from one of the good books. And that love energy masters or parents the fear so that it becomes the servant, the messenger that it's intended to be, not the annoying resident.
Beautiful. Those are two of the main things, and I say it with softness. That's two of the main reasons why our dearest brothers and sisters are not living their dreams. And the wisdom that you just gave, it's priceless. It's the implementation of what you both spoke. So I really hope people actually rewind that and listen to it again. I also want to acknowledge that we might be having some internet disruptions, and that doesn't actually concern me because there's essence here. So if people are listening to that, let's not let that be a reason why we're not actually connected to what's really here, because that's a real thing that we can actually connect with the heart, much more than just the technology. Okay, so we are at the end, and I'd like to actually ask you, people are so inspired and they want to get to know who you are, and they live all over the place, so they're not just in Salt Lake. So how do they connect with you, and what is the free gift that you are giving today?
Free gift! People can connect to us by our info email. Let's give that info email. So it's just info@Academy EH, which stands for energyhealers.com. info@academyeh.com. That would be a really good way to connect to us. Our website is
up and coming. We'll be live in the next few days.
academyeh.com. Yeah.
Exciting. Because the two of you have these separate websites, and you're coming together for this dynamic thing. So you're just launching this thing. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So then when people sign up for your mailing list, they'll go to info for the info contact, and then they'll be able to say, I was part of the Living the Dream Summit, and then you'll offer them a free gift.
Yes. So we actually have a choice, an option. Gift 1 is a 4-hour session or a 4-hour time to work with both of us together. It might be split up with 2 sessions. It might be, I don't know. So 4-hour session with the 2 of us. 2. Do you remember option 2?
No, I don't remember option 2.
Option 2, I'll tell you, is light language class 1 and 2.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So light language 1 and 2
We had so many good ideas.
is an over the weekend training, and it can be taken here with us, or it can be taken over Zoom or Skype.
It's a tremendously generous gift to me, your presence, because I've been in both of your presences and I seek it. So the fact that you're offering this, I want to encourage people to take you up on that. I know if we have hundreds and hundreds of people sign up for you, then it's probably going to be a selection that you give that to. So I encourage people to sign up for you, and if they can't do that free gift, because if you give that many, then I know that you can't offer for every single person. But I give a blessing on everyone who wants to actually have a true session with you, that they will have the money to do so. That's
very good.
That's what's happening in the summit, is that we're eliminating money as a barrier. So they say, I feel in my heart I get to work with these two. I have the money. It's the way that the magic works with this summit. So how wonderful.
Well, our offer is actually there is no cost. Those are free offers, the 4 hours or the class, and you Zoom or Skype in. That's your cost. Or if you have to come from afar and get yourself there, that's your cost. But nope, no dollars.
That's amazing. Truly, truly generous. And you're speaking my language with that beautiful gift. So any last words? Connect to your heart, connect to the audience who's listening to you right now. Anything that you would like to share with them that could help them get to that next level of living their dream?
Yes, call us or email us.
Yeah.
We would love to assist you to raise your vibration to get to your dream state. Yes.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
Yeah, join us in any and all of the events that we have available.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Kanah and Pearl, thank you for your time. I know that this is a valuable thing for both of you, or at least for all of us, for the time that you have given us. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Emily.
Love you.
Bye.
So hold on a second. I'm going to
Oh.
do a little say goodbye to the audience too. So I want to share with you all that my efforts, my whole passion here is because I truly believe in dreams coming true. And one of the biggest stands that I've taken in my world is to eliminate money as a reason why we walk away from dreams. So I've done what seemed to be impossible, is to actually live completely within a gift economy model, which means that I get to give to you with my whole heart, trusting that everything, all of life wants me to succeed in letting this be the case. So if you know that you are the hands, the eyes, the heart of the universe that gets to give to me in return, I graciously and gratefully receive. And you can go to my link, which is down below, and give to me in that way. So thank you so much for joining us today, and have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.